Hi parents, it's Kristen Boggs, the junior high pastor here at North Coast Church in Fallbrook. This is your weekend recap, my attempt to take what we've learned on Sunday and give you the insight and the tools to continue that conversation with your student throughout the week. This week we switched gears and we went in the Christmas direction, and the title of our talk was giving your presents, ENCE, presents, giving of yourself, not just gifts, this holiday season. And we talked about the nativity and that being kind of a model right off the get-go for what was important to Jesus, and that was being with others. We looked at Matthew 1:23 when it says one of the names for Jesus is Emmanuel, which means God with us. And so, Jesus could have chosen to be born with, high-end nannies in a palace with silk diapers and a golden pacifier, but he chose to be born in a stable with his parents and with some of the outcasts of society around, the shepherds. And so right from the very beginning of his life, we see Jesus's passion for people. And so we looked at Philippians 2:4-8 when it talks about not only to be interested in our own interests, but interested in other people. And I just talked about how the first way that we can give our presence is being with those who we live with. And I said, not just being in the same room as your family or whoever you live with, not just being in the same room as them, because there's a difference between being present with someone and giving them your presence. A lot of times junior hires will have their iPods in their ears, or they'll be texting a mile a minute, or they'll be in the same room, but they might be on the computer or Facebook or watching TV. And I really encourage them to show an interest in family this holiday season, to appreciate their family for who they are, to spend that quality time investing, encouraging, supporting, and listening to their family. That was kind of the first arena that we focused on. And the second one was kind of looking more towards the example of Jesus inviting the shepherds into the birth of God, on earth. These shepherds, these outcasts of society, were invited to witness that. And we talked about, who are those other people that we can give our presence to. And in James it says that the kind of religion that's pleasing to the Lord is when we visit the orphans and widows in their distress, and when we give of ourselves to those that are less fortunate. And I challenge them to think of people in their own life who maybe that their presence would really benefit that person, whether it's just listening to a friend, inviting somebody over, whatever it might be, but looking for those who need their presence outside of their family, and maybe some reconciliation within the family. That could definitely count as that. And so I just challenge them, to do something different this year, whether it's, giving of themselves in a different way, or even giving materially. I challenge them, maybe give away one of your wrapped Christmas presents, maybe giving some of your time serving somewhere, something like that. And so what I'm hoping will continue in your house this week is just where you'll challenge them to really be accountable to just being present with your family this holiday season, them being interested in what's going on in the family, not checking out and just listening to their iPod or texting, but to be present with the family. I said, Jesus, his first priority was people, and that has to be ours. I said, relationships are the most valuable thing that you guys will ever have. All the presents you're going to get, it's just stuff. Stuff is stuff. It loses its excitement really quickly, but where Jesus placed the value was on relationships. So encourage them not to only value the relationships in your family, but ask them if there's another relationship, maybe a potential relationship that they could invest in, or maybe a current relationship that needs them to be present, whether it's through a reconciliation or just somebody that they can honor with their time, with their listening, with their support, with their encouragement. Who's that person in their life this holiday season? So thanks for listening, and I will see you next week.